everyone. Welcome to another edition of Tuesday Talk. Today I'm joined by my good friend and go-to lender, Adam Brewer. Adam, say hello and a little bit about yourself.
Thanks for the intro, Varun. As again, my name is Adam Brewer and I'm a loan officer here at Rapid Mortgage Company. I am personally licensed in Kentucky and in Ohio. And let's see, a little bit of background about myself is I'm actually from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, but I've been here for, more than almost 10 years at this point. So I consider Cincinnati home. I have over 5 years of experience in the mortgage industry and 10 years of experience in sales. And, things about me that I love to do is, I love to hang out with friends and family. I love to cook. I love to play soccer and play since I was 4. That's how we kind of became good friends.
Absolutely. I always will bypass the fact that you're from Pittsburgh, but you're still a good guy overall.
Qualities overlap.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I want to take the time to kind of introduce you to all of our followers because I know, as everyone knows, the 2020-2021 real estate market has just been crazy, out of this world, hard to keep up with, so ever-changing. And I want to take the time to introduce to you, to our followers and clients and friends, that who's behind, the guy financing your purchase. So I want to talk to you a little bit about certain tips or advice you have, because it is very intimidating for someone that doesn't know where to start, how to get started, and talk to someone like yourselves and realize that, hey, you're just a regular guy looking to help people out purchase their first home, their second or third, or their investment property, as you've helped out so many of my clients. So if you got a little bit of tips to share, we'd love to hear it.
Yeah, so main thing for my clients out there that have never purchased a home before and they are terrified, they don't know where to start, and they, sometimes don't even want to pick up the phone. Varun will send me your number, I will call you, and we'll have a conversation just candidly about what your goals are, if you have an idea of where you are credit-wise, if you have an idea of down payments, or questions about interest rates, all that stuff. I'm more than happy to sit down and go over it, and that's the best place to start. Is just having an initial phone call. I'm not going to pull credit instantly, I'm not going to do all this other stuff. I'm just going to have a conversation with you and kind of just talk through your fears, and we can figure out what the best next step is. So that's for my first-time home buyers. It's obviously very important for you to be comfortable. I'm available 24/7. I get my cell phone number out, so I think that's really important. Communication is key, and I really appreciate it as well. And then for my, second, third investment buyers, whatever it may be, we can close in 21 days. I still keep you in the loop. I can call you as much or as little as you want. If you know what you're doing, you know what you want, great, no problem. We'll cruise through it. But obviously, I'm still going to update you on big milestones like appraisals and things like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. I know myself and my clients more so certainly appreciate the personal level of service that you provide, not just, oh, hey, here's your file, see you at closing or whatnot. I know it's definitely a big step for a lot of people, and I certainly appreciate all the kind of added detail and personal touch that you provide. So as we know, the real estate world is, crazy. It's bombarded by agents, lenders, things like that. So I don't know if you know this, right now in the Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky market, there are actually more real estate agents, licensed real estate agents, than listings right now. So it's crazy. So, and I'm sure there's a lot of lenders out there, because I know we see that on Facebook ads, people calling, people providing their services. Why would someone that's just getting into it or has used another lender in their other home purchase, why would they decide to go to you versus, the 20 other people out there that can provide the same type of service?
Yeah, absolutely. There are tons of lenders out there. There's a lot of great options, but I think I'm the option for a couple reasons. One of them being that, like I said before, I close on time. I've been here for over 5 years at this point. I think I've seen one loan close not on time in my office of 4 loan officers that didn't hit the close date because of something we did. Now, other things come in, appraisals happen, stuff gets delayed, but we always close on time, and it's 21 days, if that's what the client wants the contract is. So I think that's one of the most important things. The next most important thing is my communication. It's gonna put me above and beyond. Like I said, I give out my cell phone number. So if you have a question, if you're nervous Nelly and you're sitting at home, it's 10:30 at night, you can't sleep, and you have a loan question, shoot me a text. As long as I'm up or not playing soccer, whatever I'm doing, I will reply. I'm not going to be a 9-to-5 guy. I work weekends, I work holidays. So just the availability is another huge factor. And then my back end side, everything that we do from start to finish is in-house. So we're not outsourcing underwriting, we're not outsourcing processing. Everything we do is a Rapid Mortgage employee. So that gives me a lot of control over the file. If you do have a question, or if we have a hiccup, if we need to make a change, I know who to contact exactly by name, and I know what their face looks like, I know where they work. We work together, and we are always trying to hit the end goal together and hit that close date. So yeah, I think that's us above and beyond.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I know you definitely answered a few of my calls or texts on the weekends, late nights, and definitely very appreciative of that, because the fact that you can't get a hold of your loan officer or your real estate agent or someone that's working on your file, that's so important and pertinent to the deal, and not be able to get a hold of them in an immediate situation, whether it is just a quick question, just to put your mind at ease, or it's an important question about a certain thing going on in the transaction, it's certainly reassuring and easing to be able to get a hold of that person right away and not wait for the weekend or not wait for the next day and things like that. Because as we both know, buying a home is, this especially in this market, it's crazy, it's emotional, it's exciting for sure, but with it's a big roller coaster.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, it comes down to the last minute. You find a house you love, you don't have the right pre-approval letter, you can't get a hold of your current lender, and then the house in this market is gone in 20 minutes. Yeah. So it's important.
Absolutely. And I know on radio, advertisement, TV commercials, things like that, there's always that advertisement of, get a loan for 0 down or 5% or no credit, things like that. Speak to that a little bit about what that actually means, so someone that's sitting at home and hears that or sees that knows what that advertisement commercial actually means.
Yeah, so those advertisements are, they are obviously vetted by the compliance departments of those companies, so they are allowed to advertise that, but they're just that. They're an advertised rate. If you can listen to the really fast and popping guy at the end of the commercial, or read the fine print that they show in like 2 seconds, that's going to give you the details. So whenever somebody says, we can offer you a 2.75 interest rate, no APR change or anything like that, that qualifier could be, maybe it's a $350,000 loan amount, putting 25% down, your credit has to be 800, it's got to be a primary residence, and there's just a lot of factors that go into it, and you might not check all those boxes. So sure, they can advertise that to get you to come and call them, but you're not necessarily going to get that rate, and there's usually a buy down associated with that. So when it comes to down payment options, again, we offer, VA loans and USDA loans are both 0 down. They're both super strong programs. We can do those. When it comes to conventional, there's 5% down, there's 20% down. You can get down as low as 3% on a conventional loan, actually, with a home ready program for first time home buyers. And then, normal FHA loans, 3.5% down is pretty basic. They're, meant for somebody with, lesser than great credit, and a little bit more limit on, the ability to buy a house just based on your debt to income ratios that, I can go over in more detail when we have a conversation.
Got it. Yeah, I know it's definitely exciting to see that. Like, I can do this for that, but then when you make the call and find out, it's definitely heartbreaking. Breaking for sure to be like, okay, I can't qualify for that. Yeah, and not just giving out free home loans.
Exactly, and I make sure I'm straightforward too. I'm going to tell you what your rate is if there's a buy down, and so there's no surprises down the road. Because I don't want us to get to the closing table or 5 days from closing and be like, hey, just so you know, you need to come up with an extra $3,000 because there's a buy down. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be straightforward with you.
Unfortunately, that does happen in the industry, in the real estate world, which can definitely be avoided, but I think sometimes people unfortunately get sucked into that low rate or that quick close and things like that and don't fully understand. And again, I know my clients and I appreciate you walking everyone through the process and be able to forecast as well. And I know you also offer a service that even if someone does call you and it's not the right time for them financially, whether it's their debt to income ratio, their credit score, or something else that may be on their file, you offer some other service that you can help prepare them and things like that. You just don't really shut the door and say, see you never, right?
Absolutely not. No. So my statement is, you might not be a buyer today, but you can be a buyer in the future. So I am more than happy to sit down, with somebody who has, a credit score not quite where we need it. I can do a quick glance over, see what their credit score or report looks like, and maybe I can find something that's going to boost it up, within 2 weeks, sometimes in cases. Or if it's a more long-term plan, I put you on my calendar to follow up in 6 months. And that way, we can get you back out there ready, because I think, in that time frame, we'll be able to get it done. Another big thing is self-employed buyers. Self-employed buyers don't want to, they don't report all their money. They pay, expenses and all that stuff. very fair. They've got great CPAs. When it comes to the end of the year and you only show $30,000 in profit that I can use as taxable income, it's not really going to work. So I can even sit down with self-employed buyers and talk to them about what their taxes could look like in order to qualify for the house they want. So I'll even go in that depth as well.
Awesome. And I think you and I work well together because we don't treat people as they need to work on our timeline. We work for their timeline, whether they're trying to buy a house today, tomorrow, a year from now, 2 years from now. We're always ready and available based on your guys' timeline. So I know I appreciate that, and that's, I think, one of the reasons we work so well together. So 2020, crazy, unprecedented, just out of this world, right? Nobody could have predicted it. Nobody knows how we got through it, I guess. And here we are, halfway through 2021. So I want you to quickly just reflect on how 2020 was for you, okay? I'm sure it was tough for a lot of people, unfortunate losses, things like that. But how did 2020 help you grow? How was it on your career side of your life? And also personally, did you see any growth or exciting news in that side of your life?
Yeah, so 2020 for me started off with a bang. Got engaged in January.
Wow, that's awesome.
Didn't know that the year was going to be shut down. So, newly engaged, working through a pandemic with my now wife. We ended up getting married in October. So that was, an exciting personal growth of myself. As growing my family. But as you know, the real estate world, fortunately in Ohio wasn't really affected as much by COVID as far as business and profits and all that stuff. So honestly, it was a great year.
Yeah.
It was a great year. Personally, financially, business wise, I can't tell you how much I've learned and how many times we kind of had to pivot. Given I'm working with a buyer who's on furlough, and I have to figure out what to do next, or we don't know when they're going to go back to work. So it was a huge learning experience. Yes, the rates dropped really, really low. So that obviously helped out with people refinancing and wanting to purchase homes because they could purchase more house. So it was good in that regards, but it was definitely a learning curve just because I'd talk to a buyer and they wouldn't know if they'd have a job. I'd talk to a buyer and they're going through their own struggles with COVID. So it was, and then even to this year, repairing credit from last year because they were laid off and they couldn't work. So it was definitely, like I said, it was a great year, but it was definitely a huge learning curve just because there were so many different things to think about that nobody, currently in the market had ever had to deal with.
Yeah.
But we survived it, and we can say we did.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely one for the record books there. But Adam, as always, I appreciate your time. I love working with you and your team, and I'm super excited to share your knowledge and your wealth of experience to all of our followers and clients, and look forward to continuing working with you and our success together.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can't say too much about the VRG group. I mean, you guys are awesome. I'm really grateful we're done it there, but you guys are great. I mean, full team aspect. I can't say enough how I appreciate the organization from Lauren. The fact with Jordan's knowledge in the investment side, and now we got Larry who's going to handle a lot of buyers with you. But you guys are blowing up. You're doing great things. Your communication's on point, and I think to list and buy with you is probably one of the best choices you can make.
Well, we appreciate that. Thanks again, Adam.
And Brian.
Yeah. Thanks again, everyone, for joining us on another Tuesday Talk edition. We hope you got a lot of experience and joy by listening to Adam speak, and we look forward to continuing and showcasing more people in our industry to help you guys learn and grow and become real estate owners.